Good morning, children. Welcome back to our online classes by Little Scholars Public School. This is Shilpa Patil here. Today, we are going to start our history's ninth chapter, Ancient Kingdoms of the South. From this chapter, we are going to learn about the Chair, Pandya, Chola, Satvahana dynasty, Vakataka dynasty, Chalukya, Pallava, and Rashtrakuta dynasty. And from this video, we are going to learn about the Chair Pandya Chola dynasty and Satvahana dynasty. Of the many dynasties in the South India, there are mentioned in the literature of those times. Many dynasties were there which were mentioned in the literature of that particular time period. These are the Pandya, Chola and Chair dynasties. Here you can see in the map also it is given Chair dynasty, Chola dynasty and Pandya dynasty. Also with their capitals Calicut, Tiruchirappalli and Madurai. These were their capitals. With that, other dynasties also there like Pallava, Chalukya. These dynasties also were there. These dynasties were worked in power around the 4th century BCE or even before that. They find mention in the Ramayana and Mahabharata epics. They have also been mentioned in Sangham literature in Tamil. Sangham literature which is written in Tamil language. Chola dynasty's flag was like this. This was the Chera dynasty's flag and this was the Pandya dynasty's flag. These dynasties you can see here their kingdom how much it was. Nearby areas only these dynasties were there. It was mentioned in the Sangham literature which is in Tamil language and in the inscription of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka. As we have learnt in the previous chapters also, Ashoka inscripted these pillars and on that also it is mentioned that these kind of dynasties were there in the 4th century BCE. In the Periplus of Erythraean Sea, Muziris is mentioned as an important port on the coast of Kerala. This is the Muziris port which was also known as Muchiri. Muchiri was one of the important port of Chair Kingdom which was in Chair Kingdom and was the major center for the export of spices, pearls and precious stones which was exported to Rome in Italy. Rome is in Italy and to other countries of the West. The Pandya kingdom was a part of today's Tamil Nadu. There was a great demand for their high quality pearls. The capital of this kingdom was Madurai. As I told you before also, the capital of Pandya dynasty was Madurai. The ancient kingdom of the Cholas occupied the region of Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. This is the Tiruchirappalli which is in Tamil Nadu and which was occupied by Cholas. Cholas here. Now we are going to learn about the Satvahana dynasty. Satvahana dynasty, as in the north after the decline of the Maurya Empire, the local kings of in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka also became independent. They established small kingdoms of their own. One of these was the Satvahana dynasty. After the declination of Maurya Empire, many small kingdoms were emerged and in that one of the Satvahana Empire also was there. Pratishthan or today's Paitan was its capital. King Simuk was the founder of Satvahana dynasty. The inscriptions in Naneghat caves near Junnar in Pune district bear the names of the important persons of this dynasty. Some of the Satvahana kings, this is the Nanighat cave. In these Nanighat caves, some inscriptions are inscripted which mentioned important persons of Satvahana dynasty. Some of the Satvahana kings were known to write their mother's name before their own, as we are used to write our father's name after our name, but Satvahana kings were used to write their mother's name before their name. For example, Gautami Putra Satkarni. Gautami was the name of his mother, that way he was called as Gautami Putra Satkarni. Of the Satvahana kings, Gautami Putra Satkarni is particularly well known. A stone inscription in a cave at Nashik describes his deeds of valor. He had defeated Shaka king Nagpana. He is described as Tri Samudra Toya Pita Vahana. Tri means three, Samudra means seas, Toya means water. Toya means water, Pit means drinking. That means one whose horses have drunk the water of three seas. That way he was called as Tri Samudra Toya Pita Vahana. And these three seas were Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. The three seas are Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. During his reign, the empire of Satavahanas extended from river Narmada in the north to Tungabhadra river. Here you can see the Tungabhadra river. Up to this, his dynasty was mentioned. His dynasty was there. The famous poetic work Gatha Saptashati in Maharashtri, a Prakrit language. Maharashtri was a Prakrit language like our Marathi language is there, likewise only it was there, was composed by Satvahana king Hala. Gatha Saptashati written by Hala, King Hala. King Hala was one of the Satvahana king and he composed the poetic work Gatha Saptashati. This work provides information regarding the people or life of people of that time period. This work provides information about the life of people during the Satvahana period. Indian trade increased greatly during the Satvahana period. Paithan, Ter, Bhokardan, Kolhapur were recognized as important centers of trade. During this period, many artistic objects were produced at places. Indian goods were exported as far away as Rome. Some of the Satvahana kings, they coin, their coin images were, they carry the coins which images were of ships. Here you can see the image of ship, Satvahana coin which with have a ship's image. The cave sculpture at Ajanta, Nashik, Karla, Bhaje, Kanheri, Junnar in Maharashtra were carved during the Satvahana period. These are the caves which still are in Ajanta caves, all of you know. Nashik also caves are there. Karla, this is the Karla's Chaityagraha, which is known as Chaityagraha. It is in Karla. Bhaje and Kanheri or Junnar also. These types of carving had been done in the period of Satvahana. Children, I hope all of you understand this video. Thank you very much for watching it.